Welcome to a Plus Health Life channel. We discuss the ways to fulfill your life with more quality and inform you on ways to get to your life goals with less effort. Please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Ion California. Real estate appraiser licenses. In addition to the required educational hours, the following experience requirements also apply. Licensed. 2,000 hours encompassing 12 months of acceptable experience. Certified residential. 2,500 hours encompassing at least 30 months of acceptable experience. Certified general. 3,000 hours, encompassing at least 30 months of acceptable experience. At least 1,500 hours of the experience must be non-residential. Once the person has met the educational and experience requirements, he must pass an examination. Then his appraisal license or certification is issued for a 2-year period. For those who meet the educational but not the experience requirements, the training license is issued for the least complicated of the appraiser designations, the licensed appraiser. This was explained under D on the previous screen. No training licenses exist at higher appraiser certification levels. Real estate appraiser licenses are valid for 2 years. However, continuing education requirements are submitted every 4 years. For more information about California real estate appraiser licenses, you may visit the Office of Real Estate Appraisers website at www.brea.ca.gov. We will conclude this chapter on the following screen. Chapter 18 Conclusion. Competitive Market Analysis, CMA. Real estate salespeople are called upon to provide comparable sales to a seller who wants to list a property for sale. Real estate appraisal is an estimate or opinion of value, based on time and effort of the appraiser, never on the established price of the property. Appraiser's ground rules. Payment must be in cash or its equivalent. Buyer and seller must be unrelated and well-informed consumers. The appraisal process. State the problem. The appraiser determines why she has been hired to make an appraisal on the property. Gather, record, and verify the necessary data using all of the tools available. Analyze and interpret using the following information. Neighborhood analysis. A gathering of facts about a neighborhood to determine the appeal to the buyer. Neighborhood cycle. The process of neighborhood change, involving the 4 phases of change. Site analysis. A gathering of facts about a particular location. Estimate land value. For appraisal purposes, land never depreciates in value. Estimate the value of the property by each of the 3 approaches to value. Market data, sales comparison, cost, or summation. Income. Reconcile estimated values for the final value estimates. The appraiser reconciles the estimates of value received from the sales comparison, cost, and income approaches to arrive at a final estimate of market value for the subject property. Report final value estimates. Types of appraisal reports: letter, short or form and narrative. Principles of real estate value. Highest and best use. The possible use of a property that would produce the greatest net income and thereby develop the highest value. Substitution. The maximum value of a property tends to be set by the cost of purchasing an equally desirable and valuable substitute property. The law of supply and demand. The value of a property increases when the supply is short and decreases when there is too much. Conformity. An appraisal principle of value based on the concept that the more a property or its components are in harmony with the surrounding properties or components, the greater the contributory value. Regression and progression. Regression and progression occur between dissimilar properties. Anticipation. Property can increase or decrease in value in expectation of something in the future, such as appreciation or rezoning. Contribution. Means the value of any component of a property is what it gives to the value of the whole or what its absence detracts from the whole. Assemblage. The combining of 2 or more adjoining lots into one larger tract to increase their total value. Competition. When one business attracts another business of similar type, together they may make more money than they would have singularly. Change. Real property is constantly changing, expanding, stabilizing, declining or being reborn. Sales comparison approach. Market data approach is used for appraising residential property or vacant land, compares property to similar properties and makes adjustments. Cost approach. Summation approach is used on buildings that do not have market data because they are unusual properties, building without income. Reproduction cost. To replace with the same materials as original construction. Replacement cost. To replace with current materials and methods with utility and function similar to original. Cost can be determined by square foot cost, unit in place and quantity survey method. Depreciation. A loss in value due to any cause, any condition that adversely affects the value of an improvement. There are three types of depreciation. Physical deterioration, a reduction in utility or value resulting from an impairment of physical condition, can be divided into either curable, painting, routine maintenance, or incurable types, installing siding on a building which also needs major interior repairs. Functional obsolescence. A loss of value of an improvement due to functional inadequacies, often caused by age or poor design. May be attributable to such things as outmoded plumbing fixtures, inadequate closet space, poor floor plan, excessively high or low ceilings, or antiquated architecture. Economic, environmental, or external obsolescence. A loss of value, typically incurable, resulting from extraneous factors that exist outside of the property itself. A type of depreciation caused by environmental, social, or economic forces over which an owner has little or no control. Effective age. Differs from the actual age, chronological age, by such variable factors as depreciation, quality of maintenance, and the like. Chronological age. Actual age in years of the building, based on building date. Physical life. Actual age or life of a structure that is considered habitable as opposed to economic life. Economic life. Estimated period where an improved property will yield a return over and above economic rent. The income capitalization approach is a value based on the present value of the rights to future income, for income-generating properties. Appraisals in California. The estimate of the cost of replacing a building is usually made by the square foot method. The appraisal of mobile homes attached to foundations on individual lots uses the same approaches as for other residential properties, and the market data approach works best in this appraisal effort. Any appraisal for a real estate transaction that involves federal insurance or assistance must be undertaken by a licensed or certified appraiser. The appraiser must have a special license or certificate issued by the California Office of Real Estate Appraisers. In California, there are 4 levels of licensing for real estate appraisers: residential license, certified residential, certified general and trainee license. Real estate appraiser licenses are valid for 2 years. You've completed Chapter 18, and now it's time for you to take the Chapter 18 quiz. Be sure to take the time to review the principles of this chapter before you go on to the quiz. Good luck, and we'll see you in the next chapter, in which you will learn about taxation and assessments. Click here if you would like to open this summary as a PDF, which you can then print or save to your device. Chapter 18 Summary. Ch. 19 Taxation and Assessments. Chapter Overview. Welcome to Chapter 19. In this chapter, we're going to discuss taxation and assessments in California. We will answer the following questions for you. What are the 2 types of real estate taxes? What does the property tax disclosure contain? What are the California regulations for the taxation of mobile homes? What is the difference between general taxes and special assessments? What is the significance of the Mello-Roos Community Facilities Act of 1982? When is the Street Improvement Act of 1911 law utilized? How are federal and state taxes alike? How is the documentary transfer tax assessed? What type of state income tax regulations exist in California? What regulations are addressed in California Propositions 13, 60, and 90? What are the similarities and differences between the California homeowners exemption and military exemption? Let's begin on the following screen with real estate taxes. Real estate taxes. There are 2 types of real estate taxes. Both are levied against specific parcels of property and automatically become liens on those properties. Taxes need not be recorded to be valid. Special assessment taxes. A tax or levy imposed by a city, county, or state only on those specific parcels of real estate that will benefit from a proposed public improvement, such as a street or a sewer. These taxes are usually assessed by frontage foot and are always paid before general taxes and first deed of trust in case of a foreclosure. These taxes must also be paid before the property can be transferred, unless there is an agreement in writing otherwise. This is not the same as a special assessment required by subdivisions as required by restrictions and covenants. General tax. Used for the general operation of the governmental agency authorized to impose the tax. These taxes are called ad valorem. The words ad valorem are Latin for, according to valuation, usually to a type of tax or assessment. Real property tax is an ad valorem tax based on the assessed valuation of the property. Each property bears a tax burden proportionate to its value, as opposed to a specific tax per chapter based on quantity, such as a tax per gallon of gasoline or package of cigarettes. Real estate is assessed for tax purposes by county assessors or appraisers. An assessment is an official valuation of real property for tax purposes based on appraisals by local government officials. Sale prices of comparable land are used to estimate land values, whereas building values are based on an amount representing the improvement's replacement cost less depreciation. Occasionally one county or another is out of line with others in the state in real estate taxes. When this is the case, an equalization factor is multiplied times the taxes to make the rate more equal to the rest of the state. The formulas above can be used as follows. If you are given the taxes and the assessed value in a problem, then use the formula on the left above by dividing the taxes by the assessed value to obtain the tax rate. Using the same formula, if you are given the taxes and the rate, divide the taxes by the rate. If you are given the assessed value, or you have to solve for it, and the tax rate, multiply to get the amount of taxes. The formula on the right is used the same way. Using this formula, you are solving for either assessed value, market value, or the rate. Tax rates can be stated in mils. Answer B. 0.001 for any mill rate you are given like those below. Multiply by 0.001 and then use that number to multiply by the assessed value to figure out the taxes for the property. Assuming you are given a single-digit mill rate like 7, or 5, or 9, add 200, and a decimal point and multiply by the assessed value. 0.007 or 0.009. If you are given a double-digit mill rate, like 75, or 95, add 10, and a decimal point, 0.075 or 0.095, and multiply by the assessed value. If you are given a mill rate like 75.5 or 85.5, add 10 to the left and a decimal point and multiply by the assessed value. 0.0755 or 0.0855. Ion, California. California property taxes. Property taxes and subventions represent the largest single source of income for local governments. In California, about half of the state's 100 million acres are owned by governments. This means they are exempt from property taxation. There are 5 taxes that every real estate licensee should be aware of, since the transfer of real estate is significantly affected by the amount of taxes and which party is paying the taxes. These are property taxes, special assessments, documentary transfer tax, gift and estate taxes, and federal and state income taxes. We will focus on the California state-specific taxes throughout the remainder of this chapter. Let's take a look first at property taxes and Proposition 13. Proposition 13 limits the maximum annual tax on real property at 1% of market value, plus the cumulative increase of 2% in market value each year after, due to the annual inflation factor. This means that rather than using a pure ad valorem system, the property taxes in California are now levied using a system that is based on the date of acquisition. Under Proposition 13, if there hasn't been a change in ownership since March 1, 1975, then the 1975 value is considered the initial cash value needed to figure out the annual taxes, as explained above. If there has been a new owner since March 1, 1975, then the new owner's full cash value, for the purposes of taxes, is the sales price, or the value of the property on the date of the transfer. In this case, a supplemental tax bill would be sent to the new owner. In other words, whenever there is a change in ownership, the full cash value for tax purposes is adjusted to the current market value of the property. Note that the new owner often ends up, as a result of this regulation, paying dramatically more real property taxes than the previous owner was paying. On California. California property taxes continued. Regarding new construction since March 1, 1985, the full cash value, for tax purposes, is the real estate value at the time of completion, plus the inflation factor of 2% per year, cumulatively to the present year. Even adding improvements to a person's existing home will affect the tax bill, because even though the person's home keeps its present full cash value as shown on the tax records, prior to the improvements, the new improvements are then valued separately as of the date of completion. Again, both of these figures are adjusted by the 2% inflation factor, value increase, and the total of these amounts equals the full cash value of the property for tax purposes. Note that the following conveyances are considered transfer exclusions: transfers between spouses, a transfer of a principal residence of $1 million or less, between parents and children, replacing a property due to government eminent domain, or replacing a property due to a disaster. The county assessor will not reappraise such a property and will not increase the property taxes on it in these situations. More California real property taxes. Under Proposition 60, homeowners 55 years of age and over are allowed to transfer their base year property tax value to another home of equal or lesser value in the same county and keep their low assessment from their former home. Proposition 90 follows the same general idea, but allows the privilege to be applied to a home purchased in another county, if that county's Board of Supervisors chooses to apply Proposition 90. Real property taxes run from a fiscal year beginning July 1 until June 30 of the following year. Real property tax becomes a lien on the January 1 that precedes the fiscal tax year. This tax can be paid in 2 equal installments, with the first installment due November 1, delinquent by December 10, or the following business day by 5 p.m. if December 10 falls on a holiday or weekend, and the second installment due February 1, delinquent by April 10, or the following business day by 5 p.m. if April 10 falls on a holiday or weekend. Or, if the taxpayer prefers to make a single payment, then both installments may be paid when the first installment is due, November 1. Should an owner fail to pay his property taxes when they are due on June 30, then the tax collector will publish a notice of intent to sell the property to the state of California because of these unpaid taxes. This is not a real sale, however, it is known as a book sale. In a book sale, the property owner still owns the real estate, but the owner's name is entered into a delinquent account book, and this begins a 5-year period of redemption. During this 5-year period, the owner can redeem the property by paying all back taxes, interest, penalties, and any other applicable fees. If the current taxes are paid on time, then the delinquent taxes may be paid in 5 annual installments. If, after 5 years, the taxes remain unpaid, the delinquent property reverts to the state, and the former owner loses the title. A seller or his or her agent is required to deliver to the prospective purchaser a disclosure notice that includes both of the following. 1102.6c. A. In addition to any other disclosure required pursuant to this article, it shall be the sole responsibility of the seller of any real property subject to this article, or his or her agent, to deliver to the prospective purchaser a disclosure notice that includes both of the following. 1. A notice, in at least 12-point type or a contrasting color, as follows. California property tax law requires the assessor to revalue real property at the time the ownership of the property changes. Because of this law, you may receive 1 or 2 supplemental tax bills, depending on when your loan closes. The supplemental tax bills are not mailed to your lender. If you have arranged for your property tax payments to be paid through an impound account, the supplemental tax bills will not be paid by your lender. It is your responsibility to pay these supplemental bills directly to the tax collector. If you have any question concerning this matter, please call your local tax collector's office. 2. A title, in at least 14-point type or a contrasting color that reads as follows: Notice of your supplemental property tax bill. Keep in mind that including the required information in the Mello-Roos disclosure may satisfy the disclosure notice requirements of this section. Supplemental taxes may be assessed whether a new loan is obtained or an existing loan is assumed to accomplish the purchase of the property, or whether the property is purchased without financing. California Homeowners Exemption and Military Exemption. Under Section 218, an owner-occupied residential dwelling is entitled to a $7,000 deduction from the full appraisal value. This also applies to an owner-occupied unit in a multiple-unit residential structure, an owner-occupied condominium, cooperative apartment, or unit in a duplex. To claim this California homeowner's exemption, a person must have been the owner and lived in the home on or before January 1st, and must file for the exemption with the assessor's office by February 15. Once claimed, the homeowner's exemption remains in effect until the title is transferred or the exemption is terminated by the owner. The bottom line savings from the homeowner's exemption is $70. Take the $7,000 x 1% tax equals $70. Section 205 provides for a California resident who has served in the military during wartime an exemption of up to $4,000 of full value of the property. This applies to property owned by qualifying veterans or the unmarried spouses of deceased veterans. This exemption results in a tax savings of up to $40. This exemption may not be applied to a property on which the homeowner's exemption has been successfully applied. Under Section 205.5, upon the death of an eligible veteran, the exemption rights are extended to either the unmarried spouse or the pension father or mother of the veteran. Note that there are also special rules for disabled veterans. In some cases, depending on a veteran's income and extent of disability that has resulted from injury or disease incurred during military service, a disabled veteran may receive an exemption of $40,000, $60,000, $100,000, or $150,000 of the full cash value of his/her residence. A veteran may contact either the California Department of Veterans Affairs or the county assessor for more information regarding the disabled veteran's exemption. In some cases, a disabled veteran may not be required to pay any property tax. In California, there are special laws that allow a partial or full refund of property taxes for certain senior citizens. In addition to this, the California legislature has passed laws that allow certain senior citizens to defer the payment of property taxes due to the county and city. The regulations that concern senior citizens and property taxes change frequently, so always contact the local tax assessor for current information. Please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel.